Hello gorgeous peeps, I'm Chris from TechSpert, and this right here is the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra, freshly launched by ZTE. It's got some premium specs, including that beefy Snapdragon 888 chipset and a quad lens rear camera, boasting no less than 3 64 megapixel sensors and a telephoto shooter capable of up to 60 times zoom. Now I'm actually shooting this video ahead of the official ZTE Axon 30 Ultra launch, so I don't know the official UK pricing just yet. I will bung that in the description though, and unfortunately I can't test out the gaming tech or show you how good the camera is just yet, but what I can do is whip it on out the box, show you what else is in there, and then run you through all of the specs and the main features of this bad boy ahead of my in-depth thoughts. The embargo lifts on May the 27th, that's when the Axon 30 Ultra is up for pre-order, so stay tuned for that. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Alright, so what do you get in this rather serious big black box? Well, you get one smartphone, obvs, one pokey-pin device, one proper huge PSU. It's got a good bit of heft to it as well. You can knock out a rhino with this thing. One Type-C to Type-C USB cable. One pair of headphones. They are the in-ear scrapey efforts, which is sort of alright as a backup pair to chuck in your bag just in case. Oh, and don't get too excited by the fact that they're 3.5mm headphones, because bundled in the box you also get a 3.5mm to Type-C dongle. So yeah, bugger all headphone jack on the Axon 30 Ultra. And last but not least, you do get a protective cover bundled in there as well, but it's not your typical rubber Johnny effort because it is a stiff bit of plastic with the biggest cutout in the world for that enormous camera chassis. Alright, so that is box done. Now I've got to say, first impressions of the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra, I definitely quite like some of the design aspects of it, including the fact that it's all sharp edges and contours. It's definitely quite angular in design, which helps to stand it out from the rest of the smartphone crowd. Thankfully, despite the fact that those edges are rather sharp, the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra doesn't feel uncomfortable to clutch, although one-handed use is going to be a bit of a bugger. So this is near enough a 6.7-inch smartphone, pretty standard size in 2021 for an Android handset, but you're going to be wanting using two mitts when you're using it. And also, rather comedically, ZTE bills the Axon 30 Ultra as a super skinny smartphone, which is definitely overselling it. It's not like massively chunky, but you do have that jutting camera chassis which adds a fair bit of girth to this beast, no doubt. Thankfully though, at 188 grams it's certainly not cumbersome to wield, certainly not compared with some flagship smartphones like the Galaxy S21 Ultra and the Mi 11 Ultra. Around back you've got some anti-glare glass to avoid any greasy smears and other yum-tastic stuff like that. It seems to do the job quite nicely. I actually quite like the aesthetics, I've got to say, despite the fact that that camera chassis is absolutely hilariously huge. Apparently that surface texture is created by an elaborate 15-stage etching process to, and I quote, pursue a touch feeling close to real silk. Does it actually feel like silk? Not really, it feels like your typical smooth glass smartphone arse. And here in the UK you have but one colour choice, which is black. A little bit boring there, but never mind. As for durability, well, it's Gorilla Glass 5 plate in front and back as well, so that should hopefully prove nice and durable. Nice bit of scratch resistant action there. Shouldn't miss up the latest Gorilla Glass 6 or even Gorilla Glass Victus for that display to add a bit of drop resistance in there as well, but touch wood, the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra should prove nice and hardy. Although that said, there's no mention of IP ratings for water and dust resistance, so I wouldn't go taking it in a bubbly bath with you. And before we go about setting up the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra, let's just check out that SIM tray, if I can actually get the pin in there. And it's pretty standard stuff. As you can see, there's support for 2 SIMs at once, but no support unfortunately for micro SD memory cards. Alright, we have one ZTE Axon 30 Ultra all set up and ready for action. What you got here is the latest, freshest Android 11, as you'd expect, of course, on a 2021 handset. But you do have ZTE's own MyOS 11 slathered on top of that. So you will see some aesthetical changes in the likes of the status bar when you drag that down, all the little toggles that you got to play around with there. And although you've only got a small number on there to start with, you can of course fully customize that to add in a whole butt ton of others. And MyOS 11 kind of reminds me of Asus's Zen UI as well, in that it's a mostly stock version of Android. So as you've got the usual Google Discover feed, for instance. You can drag down that notifications bar from anywhere on screen. You do of course get an apps tray, thank Christ. And beyond some aesthetical changes, the settings menu hasn't really changed up too much at all either. A few extra bits chucked in there. So for instance, if you go to Sync Mind, this is where you'll find the likes of the AI System Engine tool, which basically just helps to keep your smartphone ticking over nicely, make sure you've got plenty of memory and other resources to do everything everything you need to do. If you jump on into features, you've got a few extra bits in here. You got the likes of the Z Pop, which is quite common on a lot of Chinese smartphones. There's basically just a whole bunch of customizable shortcuts. So for instance, you can quickly bring up the menu options. You've got the usual screen recording tools. You've also got screen edge mistouch prevention, which is always handy when you've got a screen that actually curves around the edges of the phone. Although touch wood, I haven't had that problem so far with the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra, and I've been using it for about 24 hours. But if you do find that your palm fat is intruding on that screen and accidentally mashing buttons for you, then you can up the ante on that one. There's also a sight to see as well in the gesture and motion section. You do have the option to shake the phone to turn on the flashlights. They're similar to the karate chop that you get on Motorola phones. All right, let's give this a go. Shake. Shake, 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 shake. Seems to be shaking it so effectively that I'm turning it on and turning it off at the same time. There you go. So you've got to give it just a quick one like that. There you go. Lots of other features on here as well, including an always on display, which you can schedule as well, so it only turns on during the day. And lots of styles to choose between, including the usual analog efforts, digital, and some more trippy stuff, including neon owls and the usual inevitable hippie slogans, which are designed to inspire and motivate, but just make me want to puke in my mouth a bit. Thankfully, you can completely customize these, so that one's a bit more realistic. As for storage, well, you got a choice for 128 or 256 gigs of space here on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra, depending on how much dodgy stuff you are going to be downloading. And it is UFS 3.1 like most premium smartphones these days, so nice and nippy. As for your security shenanigans here on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra, well, it's an in-display fingerprint sensor, housed quite high up the screen, and so far, touch wood seems absolutely fine, nice and responsive, not the nippiest round for sure, but doesn't seem to require a couple of taps in order to actually go through. And you've got the usual face unlock support as well, with a bit of raise to wake action too, and this seems really, really nippy indeed. Certainly no worries on that front. So the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra rocks a 6.67-inch AMOLED screen, pretty standard size and technology for a fairly premium smartphone in 2021. It's Full HD Plus resolution, 2400 by 1080, reasonably sharp despite the spacious panel. As you get some high def content on there, suddenly everything looks nice and lush. You've got HDR support as well, full 10-bit color action. Unfortunately, at the time I shot this video, there was no support for Netflix or Disney Plus, but hopefully that will be coming once the phone is generally released. The colors are quite poppy on the default settings, but if you want to, you can go into the display settings and change up the options in there, so you can have them from standard to colorful, so basically just gives it a little bit more vibrancy to it all. You can actually change up the color temperature as well, cool it down a bit, warm it up. And ZTE has packed this thing with some impressive refresh rate action as well. It's set to auto by default, so it can scale up and down depending on what app you're actually using. But you can boost it all the way up to 144 Hz, which is great news for any compatible games that you might want to play. And certainly just whizzing about through your desktops, the menus and all that is a super smooth experience, absolutely loving it. And like with your Samsung smartphone, ZTE has crammed a teeny little selfie cam orifice right there in the middle of the display up at the very top end, so clearly they decided against another under-display selfie cam for the 30 Ultra, probably a good idea. And like many smartphones around this sort of mid-range price point, you do have a stereo speaker set up here on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra, so let's just bump up the volume and see how good it is. 5G. One chunky ass adapter, one USB cable, even says that it's USB in case you're a bit confused. And so yeah, a fairly respectable effort. As usual, of course, that earpiece speaker isn't anywhere near as powerful as the bottom mounted speaker, but neither is it particularly tinny or anything, and on top volume, that'll absolutely blast audio at your face. Even with the rowdy child in the room, you should have no problem hearing what's going on. And if you jump on into the audio settings as well, loads of stuff to play around with, including a good bit of support, as you can see there, for DTS:X Ultra. Good news if you want a bit of surround sound action. Of course, you will need a compatible pair of headphones for that bad boy, and then you can dive on into the audio preferences. As you can see, they've got various defaults set up depending on what you're up to. And you can even get your ears assessed as well, see exactly how good / crap they are, and basically it'll just help you to set up a little preset just custom made for your lug holes. And like most other super premium and flagship smartphones in 2021, the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra is powered by that Billy Big Bollocks Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset, backed by either 8 or 12 gigs of DDR5 RAM. So hopefully games like Genshin Impact and all those really intensive memory hogging titles should run nice and smoothly. And all that gaming shenanigans should hopefully be helped along as well by the various cooler methods packed in here by ZTE, including usual vapor chambers, graphene layers, copper pipe and all of that good stuff. So even if you want to be gaming all afternoon long, and let's face it, That's what your boss thinks you're doing, so you might as well do it. Hopefully, the Axon 30 Ultra should be up to it. And because you've got that Snapdragon 888 chipset, that means that the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra is fully 5G-ified as well, courtesy of that X60 modem. You've got Wi-Fi 6E support on here as well, and you've got a 4,600 mAh capacity battery crammed into that rather sexy chassis too, so hopefully that should keep you going all day long. And even when it is drained, the Axon 30 Ultra can be fast charged at up to 65 watts. But for an update on the gaming chops of this bad boy, I will be fully testing out with a good bit of Genshin Impact action, so stay tuned for May the 27th, where I'll also be showing you my thoughts on the rather enormous quad lens rear camera. I can, however, give you a quick tour of the camera UI, run you through some of those specs. What you got here is a 64 megapixel primary shooter using Sony's IMX686 sensor. You got optical image stabilization built in there as well. And as you can see there, you got the usual AI smarts on board as well, which can determine what you're actually trying to shoot a photo of and suggest a better mode. The secondary lens is a 64 megapixel portrait lens using Samsung's GW3 sensor. You got 35mm focal length, and this will, as you can see there, guide you to exactly the right position you want to be in to shoot a lovely looking portrait shot with the usual bokeh effects and all the rest. And then last up is another 64 megapixel shooter, this time an ultra wide angle lens effort, and this once again uses Samsung's GW3 sensor. And last up, if you find yourself a bit of a distance from your subject, you do have an 8 megapixel telephoto lens capable of up to 5 times optical zoom and up to 10 times hybrid zoom and up to 60 times maximum zoom as well. If you boost it all the way up, you want to get really close in there. And if you're not sure about which lens to use at any given moment, you can just swap to the multi-camera mode, and this just allows you to quickly flick between all of them, work out which one might be best for you. You've also got, of course, good old video mode for your home movies, and this will allow you to shoot at 4K resolution at either 30 or 60 FPS. Otherwise, you can bump it all the way up to 8K resolution if you like. And yes, Si, there is a 16 megapixel selfie shooter as well if you absolutely have to do that bit of Instagrams, and I'm sure it'll be an absolute blinder. So that right there in a nutshell is the fresh new ZTE Axon 30 Ultra. Some beefy specs and very full-on camera tech for hopefully a nice price. The pre-orders do open on May the 27th. That's also when the embargo lifts, so check back then for my full extended thoughts on the gaming performance of the Axon 30 Ultra, and also a full-on test of that camera tech too. In the meantime, it'd be great to hear your early thoughts on the ZTE Axon 30 Ultra. Please do smash those down in the comments below. Poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell, rip, all the usual YouTube shenanigans, and have yourselves a fantastic rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.